Hello, and welcome to the second part of my Little Mac guide. If you've watched the first video, now you know all of his moves and how they can be used. But now there's just a bunch of little stuff that you have to remember with this character. So, after playing Little Mac for about 8 months at this rate, I just know a bunch of stuff you need to do with him, and a bunch of stuff that you should never do that just takes a lot of experience to learn. So, I'm just going to kind of go over everything you should do with him, everything you shouldn't do with him, and some other random tech and things you need to know when playing him. So what you should do with Mac. The first thing is set your C-stick to tilts. This way you can reliably pivot cancel your tilt attacks, which I'll get into later, which makes it easier to do combos and mix-ups and everything. And plus, this just decreases the chance of you accidentally inputting a smash attack when you want to tilt. Don't spam the C-stick though, as it can lock up sometimes and not put inputs through. So the next thing is to change your movement speed a lot. Don't just dash around or walk around slowly, mix it up a lot. Since Little Mac doesn't have a lot of range, he kind of needs to space with his movement, and the best way to do that is not just walking slowly or dashing, just mixing it up as much as you can, because then it'll keep the opponent much more on their toes and make it easier for them to mess up. The next thing is learn the percentages for when tech chases start with forward tilt and whether or not you can jab block your opponent with jab 1, 2, or down air. If an opponent misses tech a lot, then you can jab block to a downward angled F smash or down tilt side B them often. If they tech in place a lot, then use smash attacks. If they do a directional tech, then work on figuring out their pattern. Now this is something that is very important, and it's something that I am still very bad at, and it has cost me so many sets in tournament. Use your side B first when recovering if you've been hit far away from stage. Never, well, not never, but rarely use your jump first. Because if you use your side B first, one, recovering low is way better for Mac because a lot of characters have trouble guarding below the map. Using your side B first will allow you to recover low and mix up your options a little bit. If you don't use your jump first, it gives you a lot more mix-up opportunities once you're closer to the ledge. So remember to do this because it's super important. So the reason why you don't really see any matchup charts for Little Mac is because they're basically all losing matchups. But make sure to learn your personal worst matchups and every option you have in those matchups. The Little Mac Discord has a channel for every single character in the game, so you can join the Discord and look at characters you specifically struggle with. I specifically struggle with Palutena, the Rats, and Joker for the most part, so they have all the Discord channels and everything like that, and it helps out a lot. So the next thing is to use platforms to your advantage. If you're playing a zoner or a character that just uses a lot of projectiles, then go for PS2 or Battlefield because it's a lot easier to deal with the projectiles if you have platforms. Remember to use neutral B to heavy armor through multi-hit moves, so like Kirby's forward air, Fox's forward air and down air, just moves like that. If you're under a platform in Battlefield or Pokemon Stadium, you can use down throw to create a tech chase. It can also be used as a setup for KO punch, but don't fish for it. Use down tilt to scan your opponent for habits. If you watch a lot of top Little Mac players compete, one thing that they do at the beginning of their games is hit their opponent with a down tilt, but then they don't follow up with it. This is so they can see if their opponent has any habits. So if you see that they frequently go for an air dodge once you hit them with the down tilt, then you can get an even better follow-up from the down tilt, because you can do the down tilt forward air, you can do the down tilt forward tilt combo, or if you read their air dodge, then you can go in for an F smash or an up smash and get them super far off the stage, or maybe even kill them depending on the character. Don't completely sleep on Little Mac's back throw. It does the most percent out of all of his grabs, and using Little Mac's insanely fast pummel with it can potentially get you 15% or more from a grab. And technically it'll kill by 150 if you're by the ledge, but if you're Little Mac, I certainly hope you kill earlier than that. Remember that down tilt and up smash are really good for poking the ledge, and then if you poke someone at the ledge with down tilt at like 80, you can follow it up with a side B and just destroy stock super early. Use ledge trumping. In the right situation, you could potentially ledge trump someone, and then if they're trying to recover above you, right as they pass you, you can side B and kill pretty early. But don't bet your stock on it. It can be a super helpful method if you're above a stock, but it's a pretty risky move if it's an equal game. If you break someone's shield, use a fully charged neutral B. It kills about as early as KO punch, especially if they're at the edge of the stage. If your opponent is edge guarding you super predictably, you can use your counter to get back to the stage. However, don't do it too often, or don't make your timing too predictable. Space with forward tilt and sometimes F smash. You can run in and then run out and then throw out an F tilt or up smash to catch someone rushing in after you. But do be aware of the end leg on F smash. It can get you punished pretty hard. Use down tilt to grab projectiles. With the right timing, you can even catch the Belmont's Holy Water, which puts Mac in a very strong position because you can throw the Holy Water at them and then down tilt side B, up smash, down smash, forward smash. You can just destroy them if you catch their Holy Water. You can also grab Rob's gyro without accidentally running into it 10 times and wondering why you aren't able to grab it. It happens to me so much. You can trample some projectiles with forward tilt. Trample allows the Little Mac to reflect/block some weaker projectiles. Projectiles like Link's arrows, boomerangs, or barely charged Samus shots, or anything like that without having to take your shield damage. Do not spam smash attacks. Even if you think this works online because of your crazy super armor, it does not work in offline play. You will get destroyed if you spam smash attacks offline. Also, don't opt for attacks on shield. All of Mac's attacks are horrible on shield. If anything, you'll be slightly safe if you space correctly. The only case that it will be safe on shield is if your opponent has horrible frame data. Also, don't burn your jump early. It's basically the exact same as fast falling off the stage. It's horrible. Also, don't use up B at random or to kill off the top when you're at medium or high percentages. Missing an up B is it's rough. You can get smash attacked super easily and it can cost you your stock. Don't fish for aerials. While they have cool confirms and you can shield poke with Nair and everything, and finishing a tech chase with a fair might seem really cool, but they are still horrible and unreliable, and they're super easy to get punished. They have horrible range, so you can be a little risky with them, but you should try and stay on the ground as much as you can, and just play to Little Mac's strengths. I mean, this might sound kind of self-explanatory, but don't do the same shit over and over again. The only combos you should religiously use are down tilt forward tilt and down tilt side B, and like maybe up tilt up B, but even then it's not completely reliable at some percents or depending on how you hit the up tilt. So Little Mac only has a few like true combos. He has some that work some of the time, so just don't rely on those combos too heavily. If you're landing back onto the stage, don't land on the stage with a counter. It's only gonna work about 1/10 of the time, and the other 9 times you're just gonna get smash attacked and clobbered. So with Little Mac, there's a few pieces of tech that you should learn just to get the most out of his kit. These things are boost grabs and pivot canceled tilt attacks, which is a part of the major tech with Mac that I will get to in a minute. So boost grabs, I'm not going to go into too much depth here. I'll link a video in the description for you to watch. But basically, it's where you start a roll animation out of a dash, but then cancel that. So it's basically canceling a dash into a roll, but then canceling that roll into a grab. It's really weird and the timings takes a bit of getting used to, but I will put a video of that in the description for you to take a look at if you need to know more. Pivot canceling tilt attacks is fairly simple. As you're dashing forward, you have to get into the full run animation, and then what you do is you pivot your stick back so it begins a turnaround animation for going the other direction, and then during that animation you input the tilt attack, and then it does the tilt attack in the direction you were initially running, and it slides you forward. And this is super important for Mac, especially with this forward tilt. It can catch a lot of people off guard. Now, the big, scary, radical tech with Little Mac is called the Dempsey tilt. If you're not around in the Mac gang during the Smash 4 days, his down tilt was basically the god combo tool. But then in Ultimate, it's still our main combo tool, but it still got heavily nerfed. However, if you hit Little Mac's shoulder of the down tilt hitbox, it basically sends the opponent straight up, which gives it much more confirms and much more options out of it. There are super solid ways to get this hitbox in a match. The first way you could is pivot canceling your down tilt. The only problem with this is, unlike the forward tilt, you have to be frame perfect with it. So that's not the most viable option, but if you really want to grind out training mode and get frame perfect with the Dempsey tilt, then go right ahead. The next option, and what I feel like is the easiest option, is a sliding spot dodge. The sliding spot dodge is pretty tight when it comes to inputting it, but what it is during the initial dash, you can spot dodge in a certain set of frames during the initial dash that will allow you to spot dodge and slide forward. So what this does is slide you basically into the opponent's hitbox, and then you down tilt while they're basically like inside of you, and then it gets that shoulder hitbox and gets the Dempsey tilt. I feel like this is the best option because you can run up spot dodge, which is also just a good idea sometimes in general because it'll bait out the opponent to throw out an attack, which will not allow them to get out of the range of the Dempsey tilt. So you run in, spot dodge, get the shoulder hitbox, and then combo off of it. This is a super helpful technique for Little Mac, which gives him a lot more options. This can combo into up B, it can combo into up smash, it can combo into KO punch. It's super helpful and something that can elevate your Mac to god tier Twitter clip levels. Yeah, that's basically everything else that I have to tell you about this character. I really hope you enjoy playing him as much as I do. If you have any questions, just throw them in the comment section. I'll try and answer them, but if I can't, hop in the Little Mac Discord. It's a great place. Spend a lot of time in there. Join the Mac Nation. It's a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you around.